Alright guys, hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky and today we're going to play with the Yucca palette again. I did my first impressions of it and dove into the greens, so if you want to see that, it'll be linked in the eye. But today, we're going to do something a little bit different with it. We're going to explore some of these oddly cooler tone shades, such as Flax and Elysian today, and create a cool look and see what we can do. So yeah, if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. And without further ado, let's get into the makeup. Alright, so I've already, dove into the greens pretty hard in my first video with this palette and the whole first impressions. There's some colors in here that don't necessarily flow into that green color story, that kind of mustard greeny color story in here. Like, they're kind of like the oddball shades. And it is the color Flax down here, which is a cool tone brown. And then you have the shade Elysian, which is kind of a like a silvery, multi sparkly, very unique shade. Like, there's micro glitters in here and kind of a silvery base and a little bit of a taupe to it. And then there's also the shade Valley, which I think we're going to use just to kind of round the look out, even though it's just more of a mid-tone camel-y type of shade. There's also the shade Willow and Calathea. Calathea I used in the video the other day, but there's also Willow down here, which is a much more of an aqua type of color. But I don't know if we'll dig into that one today, but we're definitely going to do something with Flax, Elysian, and Valley. So let's just get on started here. I've already done my face makeup and primed my eyes, all that jazz. Everything will be linked and listed down below. Dive in here. I'm going to grab my brush. I think I'm going to start with the shade called Flax. We're going to start at the outer corner. We're going to create kind of a lifted look with a nice sparkly lid and just do something pretty. I just want to sit down and play with this palette some more. And why not film it, right? It's just good fun. I'm going to start to build that kind of on this outer corner. I'm going to come in just a little bit and try to keep things very lifted. That is a nice shade. I'm having fun just kind of experimenting with different brushes and placement right now. So I'm kind of into doing like packing on the color and then blending it out and just doing slightly different placements than I used to. I'm going to do a video about that coming up. Today I just want to focus on these colors and just show some of the variety and kind of versatility of this palette that's not all just green and yellow looks you can get from it. It's hot today. I took the little pupper outside a while ago. Oh, I was sweating. Like, it's just oppressively hot. Yay, summer. I don't like the cold, but I also don't like the hot either. Right now, it is humid, it is hot, it is muggy. It is just all the things. Okay, now I'm going to take a Detail Diffuse Crease from Sigma. This is just like a little packer brush from Sony Kashik from like a gift set quite a few years ago now. But it's not like a super unique brush or anything. I'm just going to use this to kind of blur that shade out and into the crease a bit. I just want to see how it diffuses pretty well. I'm going to take a little bit of Flax on it. Just kind of work that into the socket a bit. And just create a little depth. Alright, that's looking good. I like that tone. It's just a really nice, cool tone taupe. I love a good taupey shade. You kind of just can't beat them. I'm just going to take a regular diffuse crease, just buff a little bit around these edges. Take our Detail Diffuse Crease once again, I'm going to clean it off, and I'm going to take a little bit of Valley, and I'm just going to run that like right here, above where we placed Flax. And can have a nice haze of warm, or a nice little camel haze. I also love a good camel shade eyeshadow. And bringing in this shade will keep things a little bit more balanced where it's not overtly cool. And to me, when you go in with like a really cool tone and you balance it with something a little bit more of a mid-tone warmish leaning shade, it can make it flow just a little nicer on the eye and not look so abrupt. Sometimes I feel like if I go in with straight just cool tones, it can look a little stark on me or a little washed out. So I like to kind of balance it with almost like a bronzer shade or something. That little hint of warmth in it, I feel like just kind of gives a good balance. Balance is the word of the day for me, apparently. Lightly kind of feathering that up and out. And take a little bit more flax. I feel like I blended some of that away. And just tuck that back right in there. And kind of doing that same motion. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Valley, just right on this inner part as well of the mobile lid. And just let that kind of hug around. Alright, and then we'll go back with just a touch more flax and place that right there as well. It's kind of like a lifted yet halo effect. A nice little spotlight. So I think I'm going for today. I sit down with a plan a lot of times. And then I just kind of get into a flow here and let the eyeshadow do what it wants sometimes. And just kind of play. Alright, I think that looks pretty right there if you just wanted a matte look. That's really nice. That's quite nice. Alright, fluffy brush again, just coming around, making sure everything is blended and looking nice. No additional product. Now let's take some of Elysian. We'll take that on my little packer brush again. I'm cleaning it off. And I'm going to just pick a bit up here and pop that on the center. And just pat around, place it where I want. I'm going to let it bleed over into the inner and outer a bit. But the majority of the product or the pigment is going to be on the center. You can also kind of blend up a little. I like to kind of take my shadows a little bit high because I don't have huge eyelids, but I have a lot of space in between my brow and my crease. So I just come up a bit and just pretend like the crease isn't even there. Then around the edges we'll just lightly kind of diffuse. That is very pretty. It's a nice kind of pewter looking shade. Alright, I'm going to take my finger, take a bit more of Elysian, and really build it up just on that center to get all the nice sparkle from it and foiled goodness. This is one of her sparkly foiled shades. And there's the payoff right there. Ooh. Yes. Looking pretty. Alright, and then diffuse edges. Alright, I'm going to go back into a little bit more Valley. I'm going to bring just a touch more warm in. Just right out here. Blend. And take a little bit more flax. Right, this outer bit. Just really keep that part a little bit darker. A black liner real quick. And just use this to kind of create a little bit of depth on the outer corner. Just any black eyeliner will do. I'm gonna give that just a little smudge, soften it up. Alright, and we can take that into the tight line as well. Pop in a touch more of Elysian on with my finger. Build up the intensity a bit, get a little more glam with it. I'm gonna take some of flax on my blending brush. Just lightly, right there, on the inner part. Okay, that is looking really pretty. So I want some of those sparkles to kind of bleed up. So I'm just kind of pulling it up just a bit with this little brush. Just there's a nice kind of glowy, diffused quality to this, but not like super opaque all the way up, you know? It just diffuses into some sparkles and disappears. And just a touch more flax, just right there. Now, lower lash line. I'm gonna take a little detailed smudge brush. I'm gonna take some flax. I'm gonna run it right under there. Right at the lashes. And I'll take my diffused crease, detail diffused crease. I cleaned it off, and I'm just gonna, not touch my eyeball. I'm just gonna smudge into there. Not smudge, but just kind of diffuse that softly on the lower lash line. Just for like a light bit of definition. And I'm gonna take that same little smudge brush, a bit of illusion, and just come right in the middle. Just for a little sparkle under there. What I like about this silver in this palette, Illusions, which Toby Silver, is that it has like a bit of a green tinge to it. Like it has that kind of dirty pewter look, and I think it's really pretty and looks really nice paired with warmer tones as well. I think that looks so pretty. It's not anything super complicated or off the beaten path, but it's just very kind of pretty elegant, like night out type of makeup, and I love that. And it has a bit of softness to it, even though it's smoky, by not using a ton of black in the look. It's more just about those taupey shades with a kiss of warmth in there. And I might actually amp up the warmth just a little bit, a touch more of Valley, just right around here. And you could actually take Willow across the lower lash line. That would be a really cool kind of statement. But I like the way things are looking right now. You could also use like Calthea to deepen up an outer corner or inner corner, or as a liner with this, and that could look really pretty too. I'm almost tempted to do that. Let me grab a liner brush real quick. I'm gonna take this little teeny tiny kind of bullet brush style itty bitty dude. It's kind of pointy. I'm gonna take a little bit of Calthea, and let's just see. We just press a bit, like right here. Do a little bit of a smoky wing with it. It's kind of light, like you can't really see it, but it's there. Like it's a hint of something. And layer it over a bit of that black liner we put down. Kind of nice. Yeah, that was a good decision. You can even take a touch of it just right here. Along those lashes, or along the lower lash line a little bit. Bring in a hint of green. Yeah, that looks cool. And not a shade I would have thought to pair with like a silvery tone. So this is fun. Kind of branching out here. I wonder if we just took a little dusting of Willow. Let's hear me out. Just a little kiss of it right there. See what I say? Best laid plans. And then I go to experimenting and just let the color take me. Just let the creativity flow. Yeah, that looks cute. I like that for the bit of definition and just a little bit something different kind of thrown in. Take just a little more Calthea. And that brings in like a whole different type of vibe to the look, really. All right, maybe I think I'm gonna take just a teeny bit of Camarebe, for some extra sparkle. Ooh, because that shade is particularly sparkly, and it brings in a bit more of a little kiss of a greenish gold look. Lower lash line ended up being a little bit more the part of the show than I was intending, and I'm not mad at it. I'm just amping up a little bit more of the silvery color. Just having fun now. You could have stopped 10 steps ago. I'm just playing. If we took a little bit of Camu, and put it right here on the inner part of the eye, just for funsies. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Kind of gotta build this one a bit and pack it on. But for the sake of showing some variety and something fun you could do with the palette, here we are. But you don't have to add the inner corner spotlight of green if you don't want to. And you could definitely have a really cool look, which is sticking to the cool tones. This gives it a really cool kind of grungy vibe though. I'm taking just a touch more flax. I just kind of can't stop now. Somebody tell me, put down the brush. Girl, put down the brush. You done enough? Put it down. Cut it out. I can't move. Too much gene is coming out. Here we go. I mean, I think this looks so cool. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the black liner now, just to kind of intensify that outer corner again. Darken it up. Just right at the lash line. All right, and we'll finish this off with some mascara. I'm gonna use the YSL one again, the Lash Clash, because it's out and in front of me, so why not? By the way, this mascara did have really good wear time. The claims about the smudge proof and all that, definitely true. Yeah, I feel like we need some nice chunky full lashes with this look. This mascara is incredibly buildable, by the way. I'll point that out also. It's definitely not a bad mascara, but for $30, she's a little pricey, but I could see how people would really love this one. Right. Nice full lash going on. I think we'll kind of do something a little bit mid-tone, verging on cool on the lips. Something a little bit Pillow Talk vibe-ish. I'm going to take the shade called Peppy from Maybelline in the Vinyl Inks. This is kind of one of those perfect shades. It's not going to compete with the eyes or my natural lip color. It's just kind of my lips, but better. Alright, I think this is our look all complete. What do you think? A little off the beaten path for me. I don't usually do a lot of silvery tones, but I kind of like it. I like that through adding that touch of warmth, just kind of balanced it out. A little lime green on the inner corner. I know I've done something like that similar a few years ago, actually, with the Rebel Rouge Labs Typo Negative palette, in fact. I'm going to just put a touch more of that lime green Camu on the inner corner. Just a little kiss of it. I want it to be a tad more vibrant. She does have a eyeliner in the shade that came out with the collection. That would really, be a good base for this. There we go. Just wanted to be a little more visible. And I think adding just a touch of Kamarabi right there kind of gives it a bit of a glow. It's a little more eye-catching. Well, I couldn't stay away from the greens. There you go. But hey, it's a predominantly green palette. Let's just have fun with it. Let's just lean in. Lean into the green and have a good time with it. Alright, I'm going to stop adding eyeshadow now. And we'll call it good. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Great pigmentation again. Had a lot of fun sitting here just painting and playing with you guys. I love just sitting down and kind of just letting the look take me where it wants to go. And adding and playing, and I think we have a really cool look today. Alright. So yeah, let me know what you think down below, and thanks for hanging out today. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.